Hello, friends. Hope you guys are doing good this morning. It's time for me to do my speed paintings. I found a way to do an overlay. I didn't realize Windows had like its own stopwatch. I've used it in the past, but I didn't realize you could do an overlay. And I'm like, dude, what? Sick, bro. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And I'm going to paint. My agenda, though, so I'm going to have some focus here. My agenda is to make something that looks like I spent an hour on it. So I'm going to make something that looks really good. That's my goal. Whether I achieve it or not, that's not the point. The point is that I'm trying to do it. And if I don't achieve it, so what? I'm going to do it again. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, or maybe sometime today. But I'm going to continuously do this until it starts to happen. And once I do achieve it, again, I can achieve it even right now, let's say, within this 8 minutes. The goal isn't to say, okay, I've done it, now moving on my life. No, the goal then is to consistently do it. So if I was to do it 10 times in a row, can I confidently say that 8 minutes is all I need to get something that looks like that was done in an hour? Okay? So that's my goal. That's it. For those of you who are interested in why I do this, is to help me with efficiency. In fact, somebody was asking about this, and I said, hey, I'll do a video. And in fact, I have an idea of more things to talk about just from reading your guys' comments. It's incredible. Let me go ahead and play though. All right, cool. Yeah, buddy. There we go. Ooh. First step though, I am not going to use color. Color is going to sabotage me. I am very skilled with color paintings, but not that skilled. I still have a lot to learn, but I don't think it's time for me to learn that. Can I get kind of to the brass tacks here? So I'm not going to try to invent anything new. I'm going to do something I'm normally capable of doing, some sort of mechanized design or dark fantasy concept. And I am just going to do big strokes. I'm going to probably stay zoomed out. I'm going to do big strokes, see if I can capture it effectively with very little effort. And I want to add multiple value ranges because this will help make it look more high quality. You know what's funny? I have OBS on my other monitor. So I have a two monitor setup. I have my laptop monitor. I work from a laptop, and then my main, monitor. And I'm actually looking at my OBS monitor or on my OBS screen, which is even smaller than what I have here. Because I want to zoom out even further, but I know part of me is like, that's just not going to be effective for you guys to see. But I would zoom out much smaller. And so I'm like using the OBS screen as a good catch-all for me to be able to present more effectively and then be able to like get a overview. All right, cool. So now I'm looking at the time. 2 minutes have gone by. So a quarter of the time that I have has passed. So now I'm going to use the next quarter to get the value breakup. I'm not going to worry too much about lighting. I might add a little bit glimpses here and there. I'm going to try to make a impressive graphic read. This will help make this concept look a little bit more interesting. And once we hit that 4-minute mark, then I am going to add more intrigue. I'm going to basically take a step back and see what else I think is missing from this image. Okay, I'm getting caught up in the weeds of like what this should be, like the forms. But I'm going to use that for the next couple minutes I have. Right now, let's just get this feeling more interesting. And sometimes when I do these exercises, the goal isn't clear. I just do it as a measurement of practice. I watched this weightlifter, young guy, but very smart. And he said something that I thought was really awesome. His name is Sam Solik, is the weightlifter's name. And he talked about how he, sorry, I'm like getting distracted by the time. So he talked about the difference between going to the gym and doing mediocre sets and reps versus not going to the gym and doing nothing essentially. So from going to the gym and doing some series of weight training versus going to the gym and doing no weight training, he talks about how there's a huge difference, you know, because I think a lot of people will have this idea of like, if I'm going to the gym, I better go hard. And as a consequence, they don't go to the gym. But then in this claim that he's making that I actually think is great. Okay, I'm at the 4 minute mark, so I need to start making some bigger moves to see if I actually like where I'm going with this. And I do. I think this is going well. So I'm going to get more detail oriented. I'm going to start to refine and use the next 4 minutes. I don't have no notes. This is as good as it's going to get within the time that I have. So I'm going to spend the next 4 minutes essentially polishing. So he's basically making the point of like, if you don't go to the gym, you know, because you need to make sure you go to the gym and have a great workout, then that's like way bigger of a difference than just going to the gym and doing something basic. And I like this premise because it's like the same idea applies to art. Like if you're always thinking that you're going to come to art with some idea of like high level of skill and or large amounts of learning and large amounts of like skill obtained, and if that doesn't happen, then what's the point of even doing art? Or my art's got to be, you know, transcending. It's got to change people's lives and have some ability to move the needle. Then if you don't do that, if you don't make art because of these like high standards you've given yourself, then you actually probably won't achieve those levels of influence that you're looking to have your artwork do, you know? And so for me, I've kind of always felt this way. And him saying it the way that he said basically is like mediocre effort is better than no effort. The way he described it was just such a profound way that I really love. That's why I like listening to all sorts of content from all sorts of skilled individuals. I saw this Comic-Con interview with Sam Raimi, and somebody was asking like, how do you get into movies? And like, it's great to see that even someone in a different kind of medium of art was like, fucking make movies all the time and just watch movies all the time. You know, like he's like, just get a camera and just start filming a movie every week. Write screenplays like every week, every day. I saw a photographer talk about, you know, in his thumbnails called the lazy creative or something like this, and I was like, oh, that's a great thumbnail name. So I clicked on it, and sure enough, he was just like, yeah, I would spend all my time researching how to make good photography. And then eventually he took like a workshop from like an amazing photographer, and the amazing photographer he said it was a great workshop. Like he learned a lot, like technical stuff, but really the biggest thing that he got out of that was that this incredible photographer just made him take pictures. You know, like he went from like taking like 6 to 7 pictures maybe in a month, you know, to 700 pictures in a day. And he said like just the value of volume was just so obvious. You know, it's also obvious that you should like take lessons and train and practice. Okay, I only have like 40 seconds left. Does this look like I could have spent an hour on it? I don't know, man. I think I could have. I could do better. I used the wrong brush. Prep my workstation better. I need to blend more so that this feels a little bit more like I spent a lot of time on it. As it's wrapping, I'm just staying quiet. Ooh, this is really cool. Interesting shape right here. And pencils down. Oh, why didn't it go like bling, bling, or chime or something? Oh, I love this little, like, dude, I didn't know I can have this. I don't like using my phone as a timer. It's because every time I do, what ends up happening is that I start to like see I got a notification from an email, and then I check my email, but then like that makes my mind like start to wander, and all of a sudden I'm just like browsing Instagram, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I was supposed to be setting up my timer, you know? So this is great. This keeps me like locked in. I like to have my phone like on a different table when I work for this very reason. So this is my first attempt of trying to get to make an 8 minute painting look like a 1 hour long painting. And so, yeah, I think this is pretty successful. I think a lot of people, if you didn't know how long this would have taken me, you would look at this and be like, yeah, it's probably like a 1 hour, 2 hour sketch. For those of you who know who I am and know of me, you'd be like, bro, what? Like, I already know that like looking at your work, this probably only took 10 minutes, you know? My goal is to see if I can make a 1 hour painting, or make a 5 minute painting look like a 1 hour painting. I don't know if there's a way to get to like 2 minutes without doing some shenanigans, you know, where I'm just starting to bash and shit. And like actually move my pencil faster, you know, like actually go fast, like moving. And now I don't want to get no carpal tunnel up in here, you know, and I don't think it's necessary. 5 minutes is pretty fucking fast. Like it's enough. But yeah, I think the goal here is to just try to get even faster. A couple things that I already realized that I should practice as an auxiliary. Maybe I'll make a live out of it, meaning I'll do a live footage of me doing this, and you guys can come hang out with me. Study session. It's essentially study, like practice a couple more things. Like there's a couple things that I think I need to do that I haven't trained in quite a while outside of just doing it professionally, meaning that I get assigned work, and as a indirect effect of me doing work, I learn new things. But I haven't done like direct training in quite a bit, specifically for 2D. And so a couple things that I need to probably work on to make this even more interesting. My shape forming, I can get better at that. My blending, I can get better at that. My compositional skills, I can get better at that. So these are like 3 goals that I will focus on, probably on my own. And if I do have time, or I feel like, hey, you know, let me just pop online. Because sometimes I train sporadically. I don't like just train in like 4 hour sessions. Sometimes like 30 minutes here while I'm like on my break, I'll do a quick study, and then I'll go back to work, and then I'll do another 30 minutes. And I don't basically schedule my studying. I just do it whenever I feel like I should do it, because it's tough to just sit down and do it. Yeah, so if I do that, I'll let you guys in, and we can all hang out together. But anyway, this is, to me, this is a 1 for 1 out of the 10 attempts that I'm going to try to do. I think this succeeds, but let's see if that's true for the second attempt. Anyway, cool.